What is going on, guys? Steve here, sketching things. Hey, I did an unboxing for this Strider SMF Lego NSN, and I rewatched it late last night. I just got home yesterday. It was horrendous. It was horrible, guys. And I know I don't put a whole lot of effort into these videos, but it was bad. So I'm just going to do a quick, let you look at it. Most of the time the knife was off camera. You couldn't see it. And so I pulled away from the camera and I was hard to hear. It was bad, trust me. So, excuse me, last week I got this old school Lego SNG, and I liked it so much I started looking for an old school SMF to kind of match it, because I'm an idiot like that. Okay, I mean, look at the action on this thing. But it wasn't like that when I got it. The packaging was insane. It was layer upon layer of duct tape and these Strider guys, and the pivot was so tight, or it was so like I couldn't slow roll it out. I'm not kidding. Maybe I should put I had to literally two-hand the knife. So that's why I started just taking it apart on camera, and it was a disaster. Then I decided I wasn't going to take apart the whole thing on camera because the video was already a shit show. But I wanted matching. I thought, perfect. Matching SMF and SNG. Awesome. What is cool about this knife, one, it's got a ton of wear in anything, but we'll go over that in a second. This is an NSN SMF, and NSN is National Service Number, or National Stocking Number, or something like that. And from what little I know about it, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that means this is in like a catalog or something, and then that military units are, and maybe other people in government too. I don't know. Maybe that's where you guys need to let me know. But military units can put orders in for these then. I don't think it's where like a guy can just go buy one if he wants. Maybe he can. I don't know. But and I only know that because I had saw a post once in the Strider group where a guy was showing his knife and was like, "Hey, our CO or whatever put an order in, and we got these, and I don't really know much about them." So, yeah, I don't know if they still are. They all seem to be older school models that have the NSNs. So maybe, and like I said, I don't know if any government person could get them. I don't know. You guys let me know who's officially available. But I know military units are able to buy these. Does that mean this was in? No. Anybody could have gotten it. It doesn't mean it was in combat or whatever. But this one it's well used, guys. I cleaned it. I'm gonna clean it again, but there's some, I mean, it was probably the most disgusting knife I'd ever seen taken apart. Pictures, I knew this knife was gonna need some work, but there's still, I mean, it was bad. That's why I decided to kind of redo this and kind of explain it. But I wish I would have gotten the taking apart on video. It was, you can see there's some spots. I'll work on those later to get those out. This area was disgusting. Once I got the knife apart, I mean, the pivot was rusty, so this could have been rust. There was no grease, and the phosphor bronze washers were in bad shape. I mean, it was, the inside of the knife was, I just doused this thing in alcohol, and I still didn't, I Q-tipped back here, this area was bad. The scale still needed good cleaning again. But the inside of the knife was absolutely horrendous. The the screws all had some rust on them. Like I said, the washers, the blade, I mean, they were basically like kind of glued on to the blade. So I took everything apart and cleaned it and put just a dab, since this thing had been unlubed, and these don't need lube really, but I just put a couple dots of the Gunny Juice or Gunny Glide on there. And look at this thing, man. It is as good, is as good as any. It's hard to thumb it out when you're on camera. But look, on these older ones, I can use the thumb studs. As good of action on any Strider I've ever owned. And this knife is God knows how old. It's older than this one because it's got the old school pivots are a little different on the, and they still are today on the SNG and the, are they? Maybe mine are all out there. But it's definitely older. If anybody can date this for me, that would be awesome. 10, 15 years old? I don't know. Anyway, that being said, like, I get asked all the time where I get Striders from. Where do you get Striders from? If you're not lucky and you don't get in on a drop, you're going to pay more for them. That's just the way Striders are. The best place I've found, and I've said this multiple times, for me, honestly, is the Strider Facebook group. Great group of guys. They do a weekly for sale trade thread, so it's always clean. It's not cluttered up with junk from weeks and months ago. It's refreshed every week. And yeah, you're gonna pay a premium for a newer knife. You're gonna pay a premium for an older knife in good shape. But I said I got good deals on this one. I got a screaming deal on this one. And there was a reason for it. It's beat. It's ugly. It's old and beat on, and there's some spotting on the blade, and the blade is in, I mean, the grind, look at it. It was in bad shape when I got it. That being said, look what just a little cleaning did to this thing. Just a little light cleaning, and this thing is some of the best Strider action it's awesome. Yeah, does it look, yeah, it's beat up and ugly looking. But that's kind of cool. This knife has a history with the NSN number. Who knows? Was it somewhere doing stuff? I don't know. Or was it sitting on a base somewhere? I don't know. But it's an old knife. Being that, anyway, it didn't have to see military use, but just being an older knife gives it character. You know, it's had a hard life. This looks like a sharpening job I might have done on a rock outside. So what I'm going to do to this knife is I talked to Sean last night from Blades and Fades. I'm going to send it off to him. You know, I thought about hitting Dave up, but, you know, Dave's got a job and got shit to do, and he doesn't need to be sharpening my knife. This winter, guys, I'm going to teach myself how to sharpen. But this blade needs more than sharpening. It's got some curve action going on down here. The tip is blunted and gone. And that's what Sean does on his, you know, on the side, he sharpens and fixes stuff for people. So I'm going to kick him some money and let him do what he does. So I'm going to mail this out today. But I just kind of wanted to give you guys a better video. Not saying that this one's great, but older knives aren't bad. This thing, I can already tell, is going to be one of my favorite knives because it's got character. And yeah, knives get character over time, but this one is just, you wish you knew the story, because how it's, I mean, like I said, this knife has been well used, maybe neglected. I know it's been neglected, but hey, like I said, if you want an NSN knife, there's some mint ones out there. This one obviously has been used, but it's still functional. and once it's got a edge and the, you know, the grind is fixed and the tip is fixed, oh, I can't wait, because it feels great in hand. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to kind of do a quick, not unboxing, but show and tell, and show you guys that these older, if you want a Strider, any knife, like any well-built knife, like that's what people kind of talk about too, is our Striders and Chris Reeve and Hinders and stuff still relevant. I mean, this knife is, like I said, God knows how old, and still smooth, still does its thing. I mean, it's, you know, it just needs a little TLC, and it's gonna perform for years and years. So yeah, there you go. Just a quick show and tell of my how my sick mind works. You know, I find one cool knife and decide I need a matching one that needs a little restoration, little TLC. But you could see, I wish I would have filmed that so you guys could have seen what the inside of this knife looked like. But that's all I got for now, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.